So if you ever really want to make a living outside, you're really looking for a side more than 100 square, 10 by 10 area, set up the worm bed. What you do is you set up 2 runs. Lots of places you look for runs. What is a run? About a 6 foot, 10 foot bed, about 3 foot wide, about 12 to 15 inches. You can do it a lot of different ways. There's a lot of lots of really good. But what it is contain space to allow them to be somewhat protected. They should feed a certain amount of food right to them. They will stay where the food is and contain them so you don't see them. So I used to do it on large concrete slabs. So we could literally put it underground. And what happens is so people go, oh, okay, well, that's sticky. Worms lead up to their body weight a day. So here's the fact about it. The most expensive cattle in the world. Worms are going for $29.95 live. Deliver them live for $29.95. That's the area of wild breed, good lobster, seafood, and it gets 90 days for you to worm egg to sell it. So you get 4 crops a year. You do this right, they regenerate. So you get people to pay you to feed them. That's wonderful. And then they generate a full more than their own body weight biomass, more worth in just a single 90-day period. So you can sell them off. And then the poop. If it weren't, if all that would be, then you would say, well, the poop has got to be the worst thing in the world to deal with. It's got to be terrible. But it's literally called plastic. Best fertilizer. 60 nutrients, minerals, and microminerals, each putting a little calcium chloride case pellet for your food. And that goes for as much as $1 or more. So that is something. So we have this very expensive product that produces a very expensive fertilizer and their mouths. This is the first thing I learned. This is the money making. Unless you get involved with the city of Chicago and getting all the regulations and other outside forces, but in and of itself, I just had I lost. That's another thing. But in that process, we generated a business that was producing over $100,000 and sold through Amazon. So yeah, and that was $1,000 for $8, $19. So it is. So it's very simple. You create a space. You get more exact details. Thing called Google. I don't know if you've heard of it. You put anything you want in there, and they'll give you information.
Consult your local Googlepedia.
Yeah. Or you can write me directly and all that. Don't go and so you can do that. But you basically lay down these worms. You keep them inside certain 77 degrees with 30% humidity. Number one temperature I discovered. Yeah, so they will breed like the breed. And they can increase their abundance quickly. So some of the things I learned about worms and religion is that when you first start with worms, you have your first they're the chosen ones, but turn into meat and you're taking care of them all the time. God is with you. We're making sure that your food is properly diced up. But your first bit is like this sort of baby super. And then about 90 days later, you got all the compost, you have this spring worm, you separate them, and now you have two bits. You know, and you're still really caring for them, but now there's like a little bit of a competition. Which tribe is doing better? You know, so you're making decisions on how you're treating the two tribes and distance. There's another thing. Now you have 4 bits. What are you going to do? And then you start feeding them. Now it's a little bit, you're not chopping their food supply, and the newspaper's not getting run down. You know, the food quality is going that. So you have a very direct population growth. It's doing less and less survey. And then eventually we became the legend. You know, every day we get our food, it gets locked in, and we're now broken everything down using the machine. You know, and then there's some worms out there. I think this place is a prison. I think they're going to do this. They're going to harvest us. And the conspiracy worms came in. So we harvest them. We use light energy. So it's all very organic, very high cost. But I learned one of the things I learned about it is that worms do not. Talk about getting involved with their animals. I spent hours there. The biggest thing that I learned when the first thing is that Worms are hit. They are. They're constantly. First of all, they really, the number one thing they're like, they really don't like to come out. So you don't see too many of these out there. Second thing is that they love, they love to be comforted by them, large amounts of themselves, and what they love to eat. There's large amounts of them, and they love to eat. They're the happiest ones in the world. And then they throw great big balls. Yes, the big balls in which they share their love for each other. Worms are happy. Oh, well, they form. They are hermaphrodites. So I can get into this. This is it. Worm sex. Worm sex is a beautiful thing. So polyamory doesn't even begin to fit what they are. First of all, they're hermaphrodites, but they cannot impregnate themselves. So any friend will do. When you see the worms on the surface of the ground, everybody thinks that they are drowning. No, they can actually breathe through their skin for 20 minutes. And it's only a matter of the oxygen. Water does not carry as much oxygen over there. So they can go live in water for several minutes. That's not when they're on. No, they're looking. It is a raid for them. The brains that slick out there, they can't find the worms underground. It's a raid. They're seeking out other worms to have a good time. If you look at them, they usually join couples, love couples, a lot of fun. But you'll see them join to 3 and 4. And if it's really a large amount of them get together, they send us this pheromone scent, and they will start to impregnate a large wall. So yes, worms' highest state of being is the mathematic orgy where all of them are piling onto each other, and fluids are flowing everywhere, so that everything is covered in a white mucus fluid. In other words, heartless in the luscious scale. But we emulate this behavior, and they're a very happy creature. The only time that they are not happy is when they are perceiving a danger. As long as they don't have a danger, so feel nice, feel boxes in their life, they will produce so much abundance. And now let's go ahead into the other side. Why would I want to do this? One, you all talk about this. The wisdom of the world is it was down with the table. It was profitable. It allowed me to invest back in the project. It allowed me to kind of invest and take more and more track. I figured out a system which will be coming back, the industrial worm system that I developed, and working with it and having a trade patent, a utility situation. Yeah, so I believe in the worm a lot because there's a shortage. Everybody loves talking about shortage. And later, my list of these stuff, I won't talk about the real value of money, why everybody's throwing away literally tons of money on the neglected market. But this one is that literally worms are the same, affected by the same neophyticides and other ground coverings that bees are suffering. Bees are on the surface, you can see them, the ground on the ground. But if it's a place where you used to dig and find, most healthy gardens have between about 80 to 100 worms in every square. But if anyone want to know how healthy my garden is, you take a spade, see 4, 5, 6 worms a day, if it is 6. And it doesn't have to be everywhere, like big sunlight areas, you won't see that. But in where you have a lot of composting, if you are one of the biggest problems is also take worms and endangered species. Not because there is a global crisis in the worms, why they pay $25, $35, $45 per pound. And if you want to know what's in the world, I'll tell you what happens if we can really grow it. Change it. It's the single most green thing I've ever done. I'm going back to it. In a strong way, we don't want to do this. So you're feeding them. Now, protein inside worms is almost identical to fish that they're crawling on the bottom, meaning omega oil. Powder them, feed them to cattle, now. And because the FDA, that's a old grandfather food, we can actually eat them. And I actually have. There's actually a couple of dishes. They're not the best to eat, but I've had more powder as a protein as other foods. I didn't eat the fish meal. And we could actually disrupt. We could really grow a lot of worms. We can feed it to our tilapia and other things, probably fish, like our fish farming, even more sustainable. So this is an open-ended market. that literally takes people out. Number one reason why it doesn't work. Not in my backyard. Everybody has a system. Grow it, sell the worm, have the soil mix it, fertilize it. 40-to-1 liquid is there's a lot of so this entity called the earthworm, Aristotle called them the earth intestines of the planet of the world. Cleopatra thought them fine and beautiful. Against you could get beaten at ancient Egypt killed them. So fresh. They were carried in pots across the world. This is the one ally we have. We've given up our allies. The whole trick now, we're living in a society forced to give up our natural allies. The worm has been our natural ally, cleaning up our messes, our supposed messes for a very long time. And now in our society, so if you really want a sustainable thing, you really want to be wise about that thing, you really want to be wise, work with your friends and right worm, earthworm, the value of it is tremendous. There's the value just in your yard, grass, areas, how sustainable, great. The next step, it's sustainable if you want to make a small side hustle. Or if you're crazy like me and want to change the world, we can actually raise enough worms to put this planet. That's remember the inflate patient. Always remember when you're on a festival, hydrate, stay out of the sunlight, make friends, many friends to live. And remember, if you get an opportunity to really enjoy yourself anyway. That's how I look. I'm open to questions.
So it's kind of like a closed loop.
It is. If you really want to get into closed loop economics, which is really essential. Yeah, in my class of sustainability yesterday, I told sustainability buzzword what we really want are more closed loop. Yeah, it is.
So wait.
So yeah, so I started a plant for the farm. I was actually part of that. They would feed me, they would give me the waste. We were trying to raise enough for tilapia, but I could never afford. We did, 25. We did a couple of times testing. I could never afford to give away 25 pounds of worms. Fish would eat it in 2 seconds, and it wouldn't produce. And the problem isn't that it was $25 of worms coming. It's that it didn't turn into $50 worth of fish. It only turned into about 6 ounces. At that time. So we needed to bring it down to 85 cents. And then that economics would be like, oh, we don't need them anything else. We need them just more. But I had to be able to sell it. And I still really believe that's what, it's there. But yeah, you need to. Coffee, number one thing. Coffee. Need them coffee.
Dumping pile. We're dumping the cart.
So the only thing you need to really do, that's a fine place to start. If it's not one of those things, just put a wire, right, and then get yourself. So what happens is thermophiles really. There's a system that I've got. Beer grain, beer, diligence coffee grounds. That was a lot of fun. A little bit of sugar materials from the bakery, and a little bit of hay, and we built a pile. We got 181 degrees, and we ran a hot water tank. 2 weeks. I don't think in particular. I've done a lot of these compost. NLR work back on our NLR worms on YouTube. I have a show called Will They Eat It? I have them worms and experiment with all that. Most things the thing is most things powered by very interesting mechanism. People say, well, what do they eat the seed? No, they don't eat the seed. Actually, they eat bacteria. So everything has to actually have to be in product. Otherwise, the world, anywhere where we're working, would be desert. You see those frogs. There are insects too. No, I'm just looking at the camera, used to this. It's very interesting. I think now with virtual. So the last thing about the world is, people have asked us, what do you learn about the world? When I get back to the world, yeah, I want to build them through a franchise system or through a buddy system, more people grow. I want them to spread out. I wanted to be still because I went in a process where I was sustainable, but I wasn't. It means I got wiped out. Once the chain got broken, it doesn't matter how it got broken. Once my chain got broken, my entire system went down. The big danger with sustaining process is that one thing breaks the system and it collapses. So you want to build resilience. Resilience means no matter what happens to break the cliff, there's other parts that can still. Huge difference. People don't really get that there's a difference. And in that sense, I want more people to grow work. And I want to take the internet and basically have to be flowers for work. Sell the worms. I'm a massive worm seller. Massive amount of work. And what I want to do is basically farm it out to the hard part of it. Unless our people hilarious, let somebody here West Land. I would love to see White Raven. Oh yeah, we'll go in there. We'll make our X number of dollars. We'll get their worms. We'll have them delivered local. I made the order global, but I supplied local. Worms. Small amount. We were starting to celebrate with Russian newspaper. We're starting to worry a little better, but people put them in a cloth bag. I bought for people. It was for parts like screw parts, things like that they did. Put them in there. Okay. Then we took the lunch bag. We put them in a lunch bag, and then we put that in a bag of priority box full of paper. Shipped 3 days. They can last if you do them right away. The biggest problem is you don't want that a lot of moisture. So the other thing, drop water into them, they pop back alive, you got eggs, and then you have health. And if you've done it right, you got because we did it very system, I got a really good reputation. There's 2 ways of separating them. I use light separation. I use light separation. And that means they can light and disturb the top. The biggest part of the space for the other one is somewhat coated. Again, yeah. And it's and so I separate it.
So you've got actually I've seen 2 different products. You've got worm plus
and you missed it, and there's 3 in the third one. Let's add first one. Being able to charge or not pay a bill.
Yeah.
First,
low over.
So the number one selling restaurant. Most restaurants get charged by the number of cans, or they get charged a certain amount of money. When we were picking up a compost, we charged less than them and lowered their volume trash out, so they're affecting their waste total. And we were no longer in trash, but a secondary buyer. So the restaurants were paying us to have our little label on it. Take that. Like the bus. So the bus, but even in your own house, you're not paying for that trash. And it may not seem like, but in some areas, it's like the old street. All right, and then cost of fertilizer. So taking food from your house, but and it's very concentrated. You have to get 20, no more than 20%. Really close. Not hot, and it's chemical reaction. And it's actor bacterial. A lot of bacteria. What it does, that bacteria thrives with other bacteria. And a lot of well, you do. Oh, sure. If they're using it for penicillin, they're using it for antibiotics. No, absolutely. Those ones that they build, worms build, are pop. Okay. They're creating their breeding ground. They want to make sure that anything hits the ground doesn't get the fungi that get to it. They want to make sure that they get to it. They're in competition with fungi. So there's a thing called, and let's be aware of this. Those who have it. So if you have full forest growth, make sure you keep it, because they will eat it out. Because they will eat the food fast. Like in the Pacific Northwest, right? Worms are kind of a dangerous one. with insane. They're our best friends. We're going to take them to Mars. They're a permanent relationship. High production system. And it's really one of the essential parts of the diet. We build our own right in your house. Oh, good. I'm glad to have an interest. Yeah, absolutely. So that's with. There's a lot of other products that we're going to talk about it about economics and political animalism and how we can actually convert their. Well, thank you, folks. Let this next question. I'm done, right?
I guess so.
Right.
I can't see that from here, but yeah, that was quick.
It's a quick talk. I mean, it's easy to answer questions. My future world. No, I guess there's a lot to be said. I mean, there's a lot of things interesting. It's probably one of the biggest. Let me go ahead and.
No, I haven't.
Let me give one last piece. So one of the things that the number one group of people that I enjoy teaching, number one group that and had wonderfully interesting reactions 4 and 5. I did a lot of anytime one of the others did their wanted to do a work. I was like I take this one because there's only one of two reactions. We have to really watch it. Really, this is an essential, one of the most important things that can happen in this ideology. We want to break nature focus. A worm has no effect. One of the reasons why I use worms being really into defense, why can't I use worms in compost, is that worms eat and destroy compost. E. coli. Anything that is contaminated 70 days later will not be contaminated without antibiotics and without materials that will destroy. There are no common vectors or any sort of influence in humans. There's no way for us to make a worm stick. There's no way for a worm to make it. It doesn't exist. So it's to say that if they have no teeth, they're complete passive. Remember, I told you they're hidden. So they're complete passive. The only way they can defend themselves is by dancing way out of trouble. Again, right? And so they have no way to be harmed, and they can cause no harm. They literally can cause no harm to children. They can even eat them and cause themselves no parasite in the worms that are common. So the only factor that makes them dangerous is mind, what they want. And so little kids will come and grab them and play with them, and their parents will go, "Oh, don't get near me with that! That's dirty!" And when you give them that, they'll really go, "No, there's literally nothing to do. They're the friendliest creature on earth." And when they say the meek will inherit the earth, I hope they're talking about the earth world. And but you put them in the hand and hold them. And people, that's one of the best ways to get phobia. And the 4 or 5-year-olds, they're the most one that's most unless the parents feeding their energy, right? They will eventually come over and play with it. That's not bad. And they take off. So nature phobia. So if you want to just give you a piece of wisdom, a life for the wonder and awe of children, that's not.
Or to get in touch with your own inner child.
I literally did that. That's what my business was. My young entrepreneurial self, my young person self. Yeah, I even took a bucket of worms, went up the old route and gave away worms to people. And then what do you do that? And I didn't really see anyone I knew. So there was a lifetime between the 10-year-old worm growing entrepreneur which had money in the pocket. And then I gave it up for high school. Everybody said, "Why'd you give it up? You're doing so well." Got into high school, I didn't think it was. At the end of the day, I didn't realize they were going to be a broke guy either, but I was better off. But hindsight is always 20/20. And so even with children, really, if you've got a farm, it's a great way to make a couple $100, a couple of $1,000 all year round. With maybe 3 or 4 hours. if you have kids 10, 12, 8, 10, 12, really want to make a side gig, our work spend 2 hours a week, just caring for them, and other people 40, they can make 105. I mean, this is not all, high-end product. It doesn't take a lot. You don't have to grow. So remember, the dominant population every year will give 1,000 pounds per every 90 to 180 days to sell them. If you're selling them for $25, that's $25,000. So the cost, let's say the cost, and you say the cost to me, I was shipping them at a cost of $11. So I was thinking, yeah, that's more than, but I had bought land with it, bought over 2 acres of land. So it's something economic. Carbon positive. We didn't talk about carbon credit. This is like that they do a lot of carbon credit. The last thing about it, the effects of warm compost plastic, well, slow food you put in your stomach. And one fast, you might suffer still for clean water. Different ways to get clean water, different definitions. I mean, no chlorine. It can even be city water that's chlorine. And put the water in there, you get high concentration plants, and that's natural. There is so many values. I go on and on and on about what they're testing for cancer. We've already grown worms in ours. So done on the Earth, gravity, Earth, air. But medium space artificial or Mars. Yeah, that's there. So if they survive the sickness, they will only survive by startup. So it says feed on it. I'm at I got one. Let's see. So if you can help me out, edthepagan@gmail.com, edthepagan everywhere. Yes, Instagram. Yes, TikTok. Yes, Clubhouse. Yeah, Facebook. So you know me. I'm just all the way out there. And join the thousands of guys. And so from 3 until the next class, that's me.